just in case.
Being at 5 o'clock,
Oh, great.
we're on the
Well,
air,
welcome.
people. Here we go,
Okay.
5 o'clock. Okay,
Turn your mic on.
first up,
Mine's on.
we got some bills from October 17th, and, September 17th and October 1st. I'm going to pass them around. Everybody can sign them, and while we're doing that, if anybody wants, we can take a look at the minutes from our last meeting on September 15th.
I had a chance to review them before the meeting. I will make a motion to accept the minutes for September 15th as presented.
I will second that, because I read them as well.
Second.
I think you need to speak up because Laura can't hear you.
Second.
Okay, any questions, revisions, anything on those minutes? Hearing nothing, all in favor of accepting the meeting minutes of September 15th?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, okay. How are we doing on the bills? Okay, I have a variance request on a septic system application for 31 Charles Drive. Joyce, you want to help us out with that?
It's an irrigation well, and they've positioned it where it is where it can go. There's really no, it's the same thing we went through the last meeting.
Oh.
Irrigation only?
Yeah, irrigation only.
Okay. So. Irrigation only,
It should be in your packet.
we have the plans. Let's see here. The well is proposed over 100 feet from a neighbor's septic system and will not impact that development. There will be no impact on the parcel to the rear as it is designated an open space lot. The well also meets all Title V setbacks. And again, it's an irrigation well. So if anyone would like to make a motion, or if anyone wants to take a look at it. How are you, sir? Good.
Recording in progress.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to grant the variance for 31 Charles Drive as presented to the board.
Second that?
Motion made and second. Any other discussion on this? All in favor?
Did I say that loud enough that you could hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
What was that?
I was making sure I was speaking loud enough that Lori could hear me, as she's sitting way over there.
Did you get that, Laurie?
I got that, yes.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Joyce? Yes.
So health agents report, septics remain, systems remain steady but not frequent, but steady. We probably will start to see some uptick as some projects are going through. I'm currently reviewing the composting toilet project that's going to be on the Land Conservancy Trust up off of Bishop's Highway, which is part of the Wampanoag land. I'm working with the architect on that project. I've also sent the 3060 Bishop Highway, the old Sacred Heart non-residents, out for peer review to Pat Brennan, because it's quite a large and involved system. So that will be hopefully reviewed in the next week or so that that can move forward. Inspections are ongoing. I have hired a new public health nurse that will hopefully start, once it gets through all the powers that be, hopefully I'm looking at the end of October, beginning of November. Pat Iafrides, our current part-time public health nurse, was kind enough to sit in on the interviews with me. We actually had 2 really good candidates. So fingers crossed this will go well. And then Pat will, once this new person comes on, Pat will leave her position. She is planning to remain with the grant, which will be our backup. And so we cannot supplant her position as the grant nurse. She can cover when this new person is like away on vacation or if there was an emergency, but we can't just use Pat as the grant nurse because I know that question has come up. So I just want to put it on the record. In other issues that have come, yep.
No, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
But so if we have increased needs, we can't access the grant nurse?
No, if we have needs that are not covered under the current job description,
Okay.
that is how that position is used.
Yeah.
Or if my nurse, meaning the town's nurse, is on vacation, Pat, as the grant nurse, will act as backup for Maven or any major medical emergency that my nurse would typically handle. She will cover while that person is not available. And Pat has already made the offer to walk the new person through everything and let her shadow, so, which is really nice. So, like I said, hopefully the end of the month she'll be coming on board. Her name is Ann. As soon as I have more further details, I will let everybody know, so, and maybe make an arrangement so you can all come and meet her. In other issues, I went to court today for outstanding tobacco fine violation fines. I met with, the town council did come with me, and because of the new statute that took place earlier this year where we're not allowed to mess with the fines, that's a state statute, none of us have any jurisdiction over it. The procedure going forward will be such that during a violation, I will create a document, a form letter that says what the violation is, but it will be coming out of the board, because statute stipulates that the penalties are issued by the board, not, you can enact me with it, but according to town council, the best way to handle this is to have it on form letter that comes from the board, that make sure that you are all aware of what the violation was, what had occurred. So part of that process will be including the compliance check violation form that we get. And then I will be charged with writing up a narrative explaining what's on that sheet, so that should it go to a higher court for appeal per the store owner, that blurb is already written, it's presented as an evidence packet. So the reason that we're doing it that way is so that you also, as the board, see what would be presented to the court. So that'll start, at the next round of compliance checks. And that's pretty much it.
Great.
Okay, well, we've got some time. Couple of things. I have a memorandum here from Wage and Personnel. Any and all submissions for changes in job titles or requests for increases in wages need to be in by, looks like December 22nd, 2025, which is not as far away as sometimes I'd like to think. Now, we are all aware that Laurie has been getting some additional training in anticipation, hopefully, of making a change to her job title. What would be in order for the board to do is if we were to draft a letter of support, it would be something that we would all sign. So if everybody's in favor of signing such a letter. I think myself or Heidi or somebody could get to work on it. If you'd like to participate.
Sure.
Anyone who would like to participate in drafting such a letter, and then we could present it to the board at a future meeting, get it signed so that we could submit it. The specifics, go ahead, Joyce.
That letter is for wage and personnel. The change, the reclassification for Lori's is through KTEU, and I would need to have everything, including your letter, by October 31st, because we need to have everything submitted to the union for review before it goes to HR. That letter would be in regards to my position. The wage and personnel would be for my position, not for Lori's. That's through KTEU, so those two deadlines are completely different. I
It's
just
two
wanted to
different
clarify that.
Oh, which one is Lori?
Lori is KTEU, and I would need to have a letter to our office by the 31st of October.
I am concerned regarding the budget, and it looks like we're on the trajectory, looking at a possible override again, that if we go after changing her job description and giving her the money she therefore deserves, and I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form, Lori does not deserve this, that we will get shot down at town meeting. I just have a huge concern that if we present it once, they'll keep beating us down on it. If we go into it at the next fiscal year, I think we will have a better chance of getting it.
I did already look at that, and given the rate of the current nurses' rate that this person is coming in, and what the grade change, my budget for
Okay.
personnel.
I'm sorry, I'm like, what does the nurse have to do with
Yeah, I
Lori?
calculated literally down to the penny, what I had, how I can make those things adjust correctly to not incur drastic increases in requirements for personnel salary.
Okay.
Also, I had a conversation earlier with Laurie about this, and she's fully aware of the current atmosphere with the budgets and things of that nature, but she'd like to see it moved forward. And if it doesn't get approved for whatever reason, if things don't go the way we hope they will, she's got a good attitude towards it being all in place for next year.
Oh, good, okay.
So the
Either way.
attitude that was projected to me gave me a different feeling on the subject, and so I think that if we all get behind it and
Like I said, I'm 100% behind
oh, I know
her because
everybody's, yeah.
Lori's wonderful.
She's done a wonderful job, and we really appreciate the efforts that she's put forward. And she works for Joyce.
So would we need a new administrative person in the health
No.
department? You'd still be doing the same, just adding?
It's a reclassification versus a new job. And the reason that we chose to do that is because we don't have budget
Right, I was
for
gonna say,
extra
yeah.
staff. So what this takes is her current description as is and adds certain pieces that will be added responsibility that would move her from being administrative assistant to an assistant health agent, because we are not getting away from her still having administrative duties, but we are adding some things that will make our department function better on the limited staff that we have. Because there is no guarantee that this grant is going to last, given cuts in the state. And right now, we get inspectional services, part-time nursing, an epidemiologist. If that stuff goes away, I am one person for an entire town.
Agree.
And you're gonna help me with the application and that submission?
All of the required paperwork for KTEU has been completed, along with the job analysis questionnaire. Everything has been submitted for review. On my part, as a department head, I worked with HR to make sure that everything was done correctly. Lori and I have reviewed it for details about what is being added, what is reasonable to expect. And so from this point, once we get your letter, that packet goes with Lori to the union for review, and then it will come back and they submit it to HR, and that's how it proceeds. At least that's my understanding and according to HR.
And would like to have this letter in your hands by the end of the month.
Yes, the sooner the better.
Sooner the better.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, because there was issues last year with the lack of deadlines provided, and so it was said that we weren't in on time, and so I am doing everything possible to make sure that everything is submitted well before deadlines, so that there is no question that it was, everybody had ample time to review it.
Perfect.
Okay. So, we're gonna need a letter drafted. Do I get any volunteers to draft up a nice letter?
I would be willing to work on that, absolutely.
Great.
In conjunction with other voices from the
So
board,
pick
of
a
course.
person.
Hmm?
Pick a person and you can bounce it off each other. If we do just two people bouncing it off each other and then
Right.
present it to the
Uh-huh,
board.
uh-huh. Okay, so any volunteers?
You can email me with it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay,
We can go back and forth
Okay,
with it. I'm
great.
happy to do that.
all right.
Yeah.
And you can show
Yeah.
Joyce the draft and see
Yeah.
if she's got anything.
You
she
and I
might
will
put
write
in.
it,
Yeah.
and then we'll show it to
Yes.
Joyce, and she can
Right.
add what we're supposed to really put in there, and we'll
Right.
fix it up. make it
Joyce, you
pretty.
can just take a look at it. If
Yeah.
there's anything you can add to it, it'd be a good thing.
No
Okay?
worries. Yep.
Great,
Thank
great,
you.
great. And we'll aim to have that done by our next board meeting,
Yes,
think
that
we
would
need
be
to have it-
really good.
I think we might need to do it before that.
before our next board meeting?
Can
Well,
we
our
try
next
and
board
have it done
meeting's the
for-
15th of
Right,
October.
okay.
That gives us plenty of
Yeah,
time.
the 15th.
No,
Gives us
no,
2
no.
weeks, right?
Mhm.
Uh-uh.
The 20th, that's still plenty. When does she need it by? The 31st, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because we'll all have to sign it and we'll all be together.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying if we draft it before,
Right,
and run
have
it
it
through
ready
us
to
and
sit-
through.
oh, yeah.
Before, exactly.
Yeah,
It's-
we're
it's
gonna
gotta
get
be
it
ready
all
for
set.
signature.
Right.
We'll get it to Joyce, and then we'll bring it for signatures on the 20th.
Right.
Okay?
Sounds good.
How you doing over there, Dennis? Okay, okay, okay. Let's see, do I have anything else? That takes care of that. I don't know what that was, I don't know what that was.
There was a child in the background.
Someone went live.
We could schedule our next meeting.
We might as well. Our next meeting is October 20th. All right, does anybody else have anything under discussions, anything they want to bring up at this time? We've got a few minutes here before we're scheduled to start the public hearing. Got anything, Dennis? No? Okay,
Oh,
Well, we can't start it until the posted time anyways, right?
that's
Correct.
correct.
So, just wondering, did anybody see anything new from the epidemiologist report?
is your
Anything?
microphone not on?
Oh, yeah. There we go, all right. Did anyone see anything new, like any new information in the epidemiologist report, something that we hadn't considered? I did read it over, the report, did anybody see anything unusual?
There wasn't that stood out particularly to me.
Right, right, okay, I just was wondering, yeah, I didn't see anything that would really sort of change my thinking with what we've done so far.
Correct.
Okay, okay. I appreciate that that was done, though, I appreciate that, so.
How about you, Heidi? You got anything?
Yeah, nothing.
Cheryl?
I got nothing. Well, the only good thing that, I know the fields in school was sprayed.
He's having trouble hearing you. You might want
The fields
Just pull that
were
right down.
sprayed for mosquitoes
to, there you go.
at the school, which was good to know, because the mosquitoes will be hopefully not as bad. That was at the other meeting.
Yep. Cheryl and I get the in on what's going on at the schools, the school emails.
Yeah. Superintendent sent out emails.
Yep.
Good, thank you.
I have nothing else to talk about, Joe.
Oh, come on. There's got to be something.
Oh, well, we should notify the community that flu shots are now widely available. And people should be making moves to get vaccinated should they choose.
Making moves to do what?
Get your flu shot. And we already talked about that, you and I.
You and I did, yeah. Yep.
I think we, Chair,
Go ahead, Dan.
I think we should consider, not at this meeting, but at another meeting, of adopting a policy.
Turn the
of
microphone
following-
on.
I think we should consider adopting a policy of not following the CDC guidelines, but going with some of the collaborative states that have a saner vaccine policy and guidelines, just for consideration, because some of the stuff that's coming out of CDC in Washington is batshit nuts. Pardon my French.
So it's my understanding on that, Dennis, that the Massachusetts Department of Public Health has adopted a different set of guidelines.
Well,
right?
and
so
what
we are in
I'm
alignment with
suggesting is
that.
that we make it a policy to follow the Massachusetts guidelines. I have much more confidence and faith in those guidelines than I have in the CDC at this, as it's presently configured, in the alternative universe we're operating in.
I think that would be a great thing to discuss at an upcoming meeting.
Yes.
Laura, you can save that for the agenda.
Not next time, I need next time to be quick.
Yeah, on the agenda for the next meeting.
Lori, skip one, put it on the one after that, please. Jason's 49th birthday. On the
That's a good
20th.
thing.
On the
Wish him a happy
20th.
birthday.
On the 20th. So I'm looking to pop in and out.
Did you get a copy of the
Go ahead, I'm
testimonies?
sorry, what?
Did you get a copy of the testimonies that we received? Oh,
Those are all the emails
Oh, I
that we
did.
got.
can
I
I
read
just glance
several
at
of them.
that?
Yeah. A lot of it is reiterations of what we heard. in our
Yeah,
last
I was talking about the last two. Where's
Mhm.
this one from Matthew and what was the other man's name? That was all one email, right?
I can help you find it. Oh, look, Janet's here.
Hmm.
Which one do you remember?
The other one. There was Matthew and then there was.
Yeah.
Joan, do you want, this is Keating, she has information for us. Are you okay with her passing out before we start so we can review it?
What you should do, the way you should do that is, if you're gonna speak, are you gonna speak? Yeah, when you go up to speak, pass it out then, because then we'll be in the public hearing. I shouldn't really take material until that time that wasn't emailed in or some other format, because you're right here. It just creates a glitch if someone objects. Right?
Yeah, we're not going to.
No, Dennis knows all that stuff.
I know he does.
Katie's a nurse that I
It's
used to
Dennis's
work with.
expertise.
And what?
Robert's rules.
Procedure.
Yeah,
No.
and procedures.
Robert's rules.
We cannot convene the hearing prior to
Right.
its appointed
Right,
time.
right, we're gonna have 5 minutes.
Uh,
Yeah, it's gonna
We
be
can
back.
go later, but we can't go earlier.
No,
No, it's my
I think, oh, okay, is that on the board, the board members?
I'm sorry?
Try to read
Rosemary's
that.
still carrying around her little bottle.
Yeah, yeah. Haven't opened it yet.
If it makes her happy.
Still trying to read the back.
You might want to wrap it.
No,
I'm gonna have to
you
read
tried
this
to read? Have you
whole
tried to
thing.
read it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was the only one who could read it in the meeting, remember?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to read this into the record.
I will read it.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna split it? I'll read the first part, and you can read the enforcement?
I can do whatever you want me to. I can read it like a bedtime story, Joe.
All right, so we need to read the total regulations. Is that correct, before we discuss it?
I'm sorry?
Do we need to read this into the record before we discuss it?
Yep, because this is what we're discussing.
Okay, okay, right.
And I do have a clean copy.
For signatures if we pass.
You wanna pass that down to Laurie?
Mm-hmm.
There's some papers in that are done, the variance requests and things of that nature that we're done with.
Everybody saw these? Thank you.
I have a clean copy if in the end of this, we wanna do this.
Looks like,
Yeah, it doesn't say sample on it anymore.
or draft.
Draft, right, exactly.
3 minutes.
Is Kathy Lenatra coming?
Will you do issuing about consideration of time? And redundancy?
I'm sorry?
Will you give a little
Yep.
guidelines of shape? Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm sorry?
Hmm. No, I know. Presence, basically.
Can you read that?
What do you want me to do?
Barely.
Right.
So
It's, I
when we
mean,
open
I
it
hate
up to
it,
the
it's
public,
Yeah.
four-point type,
we need to tell
five-point
them,
type.
if you would like to
Small
contribute and
mistakes.
you are here
Right.
via Zoom,
Yeah. I have to
please
put my
raise your
special
hand, do
glasses.
not type in the chat, as
Interesting,
it is
so
hard for us to
here's a full
acknowledge that.
bottle.
Please raise your hand
It
and you
says
will be acknowledged.
recommended
And Lori's gonna
dose
keep
is
track of
this,
that
over
for us.
half a bottle.
Okay, well,
So, but you have
That's
to
what
read
she
this
was
whole
asking
thing
for.
to understand that. So who's
How much
gonna
did
read
that
that?
cost?
I don't know, this was what ended up giving out free when Joy started in the parking lot. This was a sample, so I don't know how much it costs, good
See,
question.
my inclination right now is to ban the synthetics and control the sale of that, but not necessarily ban it.
I think eventually that's what we're all
It's a
moved
mixed bag.
to.
There's some people benefit from it, some
Oh,
people don't.
Two of mine are taller than
And
me.
you
True.
take away
True.
and force opiates, I think, you know, if this is.
are
an
they in
alternative,
favor of the regulation or against it? In favor of it?
Katie's got,
So I agree with that, but the issue right now, though, is that anyone can buy it.
Really?
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, got another minute here.
she wrote a book.
Yeah.
You wrote a book?
Right now, the thing that
Good
we're
for you.
concerned about, we want to keep it out of the hands of kids. That's number one. right?
Wow, good for you.
All of it, even the natural stuff. Well, this synthetic
Oh,
art can
my
be,
gosh.
can be lethal. There's not that much evidence that shows it is. But
This is
combined with
Sherman.
other
Good
drugs, it
evening.
can be. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice to see you.
But even the natural kratom, though, has some, you know, properties to it. You're like marijuana, does. Same thing. Kids shouldn't be able to get
Well,
it. Yeah.
that's,
that's
that's
the
why
big- that's
a
the big issue.
regulation, you know, nobody under the age of 21.
Right. Right. The thing is, though, Dennis.
Prescribed, and if it's prescribed by, if you're under the care of a
Physician.
doctor
I think if you
or
were
physician
presented
or
by 30
a
down
herbal
Main Street.
specialist.
Right, yeah.
There are people that know herbal medicine and stuff like that.
Right.
In other words,
I mean, but
somebody
they can
else besides
prescribe,
yourself.
people with herbal, you know, people can prescribe herbs if they want to, you know. that's-
my 12
But
cars behind me.
physicians cannot prescribe this because it's not approved by the FDA.
Yeah.
So physicians have no way of knowing what a safe dose is, so they can't prescribe it.
Well, that's the case. with
Getting
all
better.
natural
But
stuff.
Good.
But that's why we want it.
No
regulated.
complaints.
We want it regulated, we want age limits on it, and that's not gonna happen for a while.
Oh, of course,
I think it eventually will happen.
of course.
I would be very cautiously about restricting people's right to alternatives.
Okay, as the hour is upon us,
People couldn't get it by mail.
good evening, everyone.
We're not-
The Board of Health is holding a public hearing under Chapter 111, Section 31, for discussion and approval of the regulations prohibiting the sale, manufacturing, distribution of kratom products, and kratom synthetics. The date of this hearing is set for today, Monday, October 6, 2025, at 5:30, located at the Kingston Townhouse, 26 Evergreen Street, room 200. Before we begin, this is a public hearing where we invite your input on the proposed regulation, which we will read what we've come up with in a couple of minutes here. Let's try to keep this, anyone who'd like to speak can raise their hand. They'll be recognized by the chair. You speak from the podium over there. And anyone who would like to, it's on.
No, they have to turn their microphone.
Oh, yeah, so we'll make sure the mic is on for you if you.
State your name and address for the record.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they will. And where was I going with that?
Raise your hand.
Let's try to keep that to just a couple of minutes each if we can. And try to pay attention to what's already been said so that we don't get into a repetitive situation with 6 or 7 people saying the exact same thing. The board can hear it one time and they'll take note of it. As far as people on Zoom who want to be recognized, you don't want to type anything in, you just wave your hand and you'll be recognized, and we'll open up your mic and you'll be able to participate. So that's it. Let's see. The current regulation reads as follows. Now, the proposed current regulation reads as follows. This hasn't been passed yet. Whereas kratom, a tree-like plant indigenous to Southeast Asia, produces stimulant and sedative effects when orally ingested in tablet, capsule, or extract form. Kratom leaves can be chewed or dried and ingested as a tea. Use of kratom can lead to psychotic symptoms and psychological and physiological dependence because it contains, okay, Heidi, what's that word? Thank you. And 7 something.
Hydroxymetrostate.
Boy, this is pretty,
That's why I offered to do it for you.
you know, you'd be great at this because you're medical, but synthetic derived kratom products pose an emerging health threat, particularly among young and other vulnerable populations. These substances are often manufactured without oversight, sold without proper labeling, dosage guidelines, or ingredients transparency associated with unpredictable or harmful health effects, and are readily available in convenience stores, vape stores, and online with no safeguards. Whereas kratom is not regulated by the state of Massachusetts or the federal government. Whereas the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court has held that the right to engage in business must yield to the paramount right of government to protect public health by any rational means. Therefore, in accordance of its missions to protect, promote, and preserve the health and well-being of its residents, and pursuant to the authority of granted to the Kingston Board of Health pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 11-31, the Board of Health enacts this regulation prohibiting the manufacturing, sale, and distribution of kratom products, and kratom synthetics. Then there's some definitions. For the purpose of this regulation, the following words shall have the following meanings: board, the Kingston Board of Health; business agent, an agent who has been designated by the owner or operator of any business to be the manager or otherwise in charge of said establishment. Compliance check is an enforcement activity where a person is sent into an establishment to attempt to purchase a restricted or prohibited product. Kratom refers to the leaves or herbal extract from the leaves or other parts of an evergreen tree in the Rubaniaceae family, native to Southeast Asia, called, here we go again, Mitragina spicosia.
Good job.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Good. That contains as its primary compounds mitragazine and 7-dax-hydroxymitragazine, which produces stimulant-like effects in low doses and opioid-like effects in high doses. And it may be marketed in different forms, including but not limited to smokable products, tea, capsules, and as an additive to soft drinks or other products. Kratom products refers to various forms of the plant Mitragina spicosia, which is native to Southeast Asia. No wonder it's not from around here. These products can include raw leaves used directly or processed into capsules, or tea, powdered leaves that can be mixed into drinks or is used as a supplement, liquid extracts, which are available in various forms, including tinctures and capsules. Kratom synthetics are synthetically derived kratom products that contain synthetic or semi-synthetic alkaloids, chemical analogs, or derivatives not naturally occurring in the kratom plant. Nitra spicosia. Persons, any individual, firm, partnership, association, corporation, company, profit or nonprofit, organizations of any kind, including but not limited to the owner, operator, manager, proprietor, or persons in charge of any establishment, business or retail. Sale of kratom products. Here we go. No person shall manufacture, distribute, sell, or offer for sale kratom in any of its forms, natural or synthetic, as defined herein, or any kratom-derived products, or any products containing kratom as an additive in the town of Kingston. Violations, you want to take it?
I can.
Thank you.
D, violations. Any person or entity charged with violating this regulation shall receive a notice of violation from the Kingston Board of Health or its designated agents. It shall be the responsibility of the establishment owner and/or his or her manager or business agent to ensure compliance with this regulation. Violations of these regulations are punishable by a fine of $1,000 for each violation. Violations of these regulations may also result in the revocation of other permits, licenses, or permissions issued by the board. Every day that a violation exists, shall be deemed a separate offense. If multiple violations occur stemming from the same inspection or compliance check, they shall be treated as separate violations. Failure to pay the fine issued pursuant to this regulation within 21 days of its receipt by the violator shall constitute a separate and subsequent violation of this regulation, subject to penalties set forth at paragraph 2 of this section. Payment of the fine is not required while an appeal is pending. Any person who receives a notice of a violation of this regulation may request an appeal hearing before the board. The request must be made in writing, signed by the violator or the violator's attorney, and filed with and received by the Kingston Board of Health within 10 business days of the date of the inspection of the date of the notice of violation was received by the violator. Any resident who desires to file a complaint pursuant to this regulation may do so by contacting the Kingston Health Department. Before suspending or revoking any permit issued to the Kingston Board of Health, including a permit to sell tobacco products, the board shall provide notice of intent to suspend or revoke such permit, which notice shall contain the reason therefore, and shall establish a date and time for a hearing to be held no later than 10 business days from the date of the receipt of the notice. The permit holder or their designee shall have the opportunity to be heard and shall be notified of the board's decision and reasons therefore in writing. If after the hearing, the board finds that a violation of this regulation occurred, the board shall suspend or revoke the subject permit. Such suspension or revocation shall not be carried out sooner than 10 business days of the date of the receipt of the board's decision. For purposes of such suspensions or revocations, the board shall carry them out unless it receives an order of stay or injunction from the appropriate court before the date of the suspension or revocation is set to go into effect. Upon suspension or revocation of a permit, all products subject to the permit must be removed from the retail establishment. Failure to remove such products shall constitute a separate violation of this regulation. Multiple permit suspensions may not be served concurrently. Failure to comply with the terms of the permit suspension imposed pursuant to this regulation may subject the permit holder to additional fines as provided in paragraph 2 of this section, and suspension of all board-issued permits for 30 consecutive business days. Enforcement of this regulation shall be carried out by the Kingston Board of Health or its designated agents. Enforcement may include unannounced compliance checks of retail establishments. Severability. If any of the provisions of this regulation is found to violate state or federal preemption laws or is declared invalid or unenforceable, all other provisions shall not be affected thereby but shall be in full force and effect. This provision shall not apply if this section C1 of this regulation is found to violate state or federal preemption laws or declared invalid or unenforceable.
Thank you. Okay, that's the proposed regulation currently before the board. Again, we thank you all for your coming tonight, and I'm sure you have additional information you'd like to share with us. So at this time, I'm going to open this hearing up for public comment. Who would like to speak? You okay? And I heard you had some information for us as well.
This is from the Plymouth Youth Development Coalition. They made these up just to give you all some extra
Thank you.
information, and I have a copy of a personal story that I brought
Thank
for
you.
you all here. I brought 6.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That way, because I already have one. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, boy, huh?
And then in here also,
She wrote this.
just some more information specifically about the 7-OH pills.
Actually, I'll go up and speak about this
Oh, wait. So first of all, thank you so much. Is this on?
Yes. It's on.
It's on. Is it on now?
Is there a green light on the microphone?
You need the green light.
You're good.
It's on, I think. Okay.
State your name.
I've been a nurse for over 20 years. I have worked.
Katie, you need to state your name and address.
Catherine Marini, 16 Ashbury Street. I'm a Plymouth resident, actually.
Thank you.
I did work in Kingston, actually, at Silver Lake High School. I started your allied health program. I built it, and then I taught it for 5 years. So I do love Kingston very much. As a nurse, I'm very, very happy, and as a community member and a family member, that you guys are paying attention to this, because it is horrendous. It is horrendous. It is a killer right in our own homes. The withdrawals that come from this are not anything like you would expect. They're not like a marijuana withdrawal or a caffeine withdrawal. These are convulsions, vomiting, not being able to move from cramping. This requires in-hospital care to get off of this. So while I know that you have now all the synthetics covered as well in there, which is wonderful, it all needs to go. I just want to also make sure that we're paying attention to where all of these people are going to go when their supply is cut off, because they're going to be in horrible, horrible withdrawals very quickly. I know this is just for Kingston. Plymouth is right next door, and we're selling it everywhere in Plymouth as well. I just want to make sure that we know this is just the first step. There's going to be a lot of education, a lot of health care, a lot of public health care that needs to go along with this. You guys taking this leap, I can't commend you enough. This is another opioid crisis coming right now, hard and fast in front of us. When I talk to people about this, in a room of 4 or 5 people, I can tell you honestly, pretty consistently, 2 or 3 people are directly affected in their homes, and they also are suffering tremendously from this. And the other people had absolutely no idea and are horrified that their children can be buying this online, at gas stations, anywhere. It is an alkaloid. It is like morphine, fentanyl. It is the same thing being sold over the counter. So I just wanted to make those points, give you guys some things to look over, and also let you know that Plymouth is behind you with this, and we need to get it outlawed over there as well, too. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir?
My name's Matt. I'm a Plymouth resident. So the difference, it talks about kratom, but there's a different, 7-OH is the product it's kratom, but it's magnified. 7-OH is a product that's being sold under the name of kratom, and it's the most addictive. It's like buying Percocets over the counter. It's going to be an epidemic if it's not yet. If you go on YouTube, you can watch many stories that are coming out frequently about people trying to get off of them, what they're doing to support their head, because it's so addictive. I just think you guys should go on YouTube and check out some of these stories, because it's going to affect every community. 7-OH is the product that is really the strongest part of the kratom thing. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mrs. Sherman?
Susan Sherman, 215 Main Street. I guess I have questions on this. Are you saying that we have the right to say no to this? Okay, good. And a beautiful presentation, by the way, from that woman. Frightening. I'm glad to see the board is taking this so seriously and doing something about it. So that's all I wanted to say, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
This doesn't need to go to town meeting, does it?
No. Janet, you must have something to add.
Good evening. Janet Wade. I'm a registered nurse, and I live at 1 Snapping Turtle Lane in Kingston. I have a program here in Kingston on the public access television station that's known as Healthy Kingston. Last week, I was in the position to interview our local state representative, Kathy Lenatra, who has been one of the people who has brought this drug to our attention and to the board's attention. And she found out about it because she had constituents who had gone to her and actually had had deaths in the family because of this drug. So I'm obviously very disturbed about this being out on the streets with young people or all people being able to buy it and not being well informed about it. And I do support it being regulated and also just being off the streets. And I think I applaud the board in taking a step on this, and knowing that hopefully in the event that this is passed, that our surrounding towns will jump on board and also support taking this off the street. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Laurie, you want to take your pick up there?
Is it my turn to speak? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
My name is Misty Brown, and I am a loud and proud, passionate kratom advocate from Colorado. I am not paid to do what I do. I just passionately advocate for keeping kratom, whole leaf kratom, legal. I am on day 3 without taking my kratom. You don't see me in withdrawals. I'm not crawling up in the bed trying to, cry myself to sleep. What you guys have to do is differentiate between synthetic 7-OH, which is causing the problems in your communities. You have to differentiate 7-OH between whole leaf kratom products. I would like to read y'all my testimony. I was addicted to FDA-approved pain pills, benzos, and muscle relaxers for 11 years straight via chronic pain management for my degenerative disc disease from 2008 to 2019. I got fired from chronic pain management in April 2019 because I didn't show up for a per contract pill count. I was 11 pills short, and my drug dealers didn't have any pink Oxy 10s. After that, I went to the streets and started doing cocaine while I was searching for a new pain management doctor. In June of 2019, while in cocaine withdrawal, I watched that documentary, A Leap of Faith. My journey with whole leaf kratom began the very next day. Whole leaf kratom shut that I need one more snort, one more pill, one more escape noise off in my brain. It allowed me to work on my whys of addiction. I have not been back to pain management in over 6.5 years. I'm a functioning member of society again. I'm a thriving mother again. I pay taxes again. I am now a first-time grandma. I will be forever grateful and thankful that I accidentally found lab-tested whole leaf kratom. And by me accidentally finding that by walking into a smoke shop in my community where I was carded, I got ID'd and everything, that's how I was able to find kratom. That's how over 6.5 years later, I'm alive today and didn't become an illicit fentanyl statistic, and I'm able to testify to you today. So thank you for giving me this time, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Heidi Sephora.
Good evening.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. So my name is Dr. Heidi Sikora. I'm a retired nurse practitioner and healthcare executive. I'm also a writer and educator for patient-centered options to natural plant products, including kratom. There's a few things I'd like to actually respond to in relation to the different testimonies so far. The kratom plant has over 50 alkaloids. It has been used safely for centuries in its natural form. So I definitely agree. The problem that you're seeing is synthetic products. 7-OH is not a kratom product. It is a completely different drug, and it is made from a very trace metabolite from one of the alkaloids in kratom. So it's basically like saying that because you use baking soda in cake, that baking soda is cake. So I think that it's really important to make that very clear, that the problem is 7-OH and not natural kratom. Natural kratom is very helpful for a lot of people, and including myself. I've used the natural whole leaf kratom for over 6 years to manage multiple rare neurological disorders, including a Chiari malformation and tethered spinal cord. I am extremely sensitive to any pharmaceutical. I reacted to everything, and that's probably because I have another rare disease. And you will find that quite a few people with rare diseases benefit from kratom. But it has allowed me to regain my health, restore function, and enjoy my grandchildren. But I began advocating for kratom regulation after recommending it to a veteran friend struggling with severe pain and PTSD from the Gulf War. It helped him so much that his young son looked up at me and said, "Thank you for giving us our daddy back." Truly, Kratom restored the function of his entire family. Since then, I've seen so many others helped with chronic pain, PTSD, anxiety, and addiction. Many say it's life-saving. I support appropriate regulations and know if people, kids should not be taking Kratom any more than they should be drinking a lot of caffeine. It should be 21 and under. That's what we promote. So it is important to understand that it's a natural plant, but there is confusion around that 7-OH. The FDA has already warned about 7-OH and their plan to make that a scheduled substance. And when Dr. Makari announced this in July 29th of this year, he made it very clear that natural kratom is not the target, only the synthetic 7-OH and other synthetic derivatives. So I advocate for access to safe natural kratom because anyone is just one accident, illness, or diagnosis away from needing help with pain, anxiety, or addiction. And in all my years of clinical experience, I haven't encountered a substance prescribed or over the counter with a better safety and efficacy than the natural kratom plant. So the Kratom Consumer Protection Act has been passed in 18 states. Many communities have adopted local ordinances to protect access to natural kratom for adults while banning synthetic products. I encourage you to follow the model ordinance recently developed in Northampton. And I know that you received emails from Laura Romney, one of my colleagues, and we are willing and to provide education. And just let us know, and we'd be more than happy to do that and answer any questions that you have. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you.
We have a guest in the man in the back.
Yes, sir. Okay. 1 minute, Laurie.
Hi, my name is Michael Nastri. I'm a community member here in Kingston at 41 Bogview Road. And I want to sort of echo both sides of what you're hearing here and maybe hope that we can find a way through in the middle. I have found with a lot of people that I know that leaf kratom has been very helpful. However, I've also seen the other side of it, which everyone had so passionately discussed here. Leaf kratom is different. It is not an extract of any kind and is found in small portions in some things that are actually very helpful for some people. I've gone through part of my life and used it, and it has helped me through. I've been able to stop using it without any problem. That's not to say that someone with addiction issues wouldn't have an issue getting off of it, but I do think that some attention needs to be paid to the difference between leaf kratom and these extracts and 7-OH, which are super dangerous, and I agree they should not be in any store anywhere sold to anyone. And I even believe that leaf kratom should be regulated and have an age limit of 21 plus. That would be my suggestion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, how are y'all doing tonight?
Hi.
My name is Jennifer Gillis, and I have been a kratom consumer and advocate for the last 6 years. And I'd just like to share my story on the impact kratom's had on my life. 19 years ago, I was diagnosed with transverse myelitis. This came not only with many physical limitations, but I became a lifelong chronic pain patient. For 13 years, I utilized various pain management options, including prescription medications to help me be able to function daily. Due to circumstances like the DEA cutbacks and changing regulations with the CDC, I was eventually unable to get those pain medications I've relied upon for so long. In May of 2019, I found whole leaf kratom, and I've been a responsible kratom consumer for the last 6 years. I can get out of bed, I can run errands, I can go to school functions. Even with my physical limitations, I can live a somewhat normal life now that my pain is being managed. And I know there are a lot of others who have a similar story to mine, Kratom has been a true lifeline for people like me. I do absolutely support regulations like age requirements, lab testing, proper labeling. Additionally, I would like to see more education on the difference between natural whole leaf kratom versus the semi-synthetic 7-OH products being marketed as kratom. It has been encouraging to see the FDA has kind of stepped in, not only to educate the public on the distinction between the two, but also warn about the risks that come with 7-OH. But they have made it clear that their concern right now is with 7-OH products and not with whole leaf kratom. Although I do live in Tennessee, I appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight and be the voice for the chronic pain community in Kingston who are unable to be here and speak today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Hello, my name is Allison Smith, and I am the Director of Government Affairs for the Global Kratom Coalition. I live in Washington, D.C. The Global Kratom Coalition is an alliance of consumers, scientific experts, and industry leaders who seek to enact regulations that ensure consumers have access to safe and regulated natural kratom products. As Dr. Heidi Sikora mentioned earlier, kratom leaf is a botanical from Southeast Asia. It has centuries of safe use. It's been used in the United States for the last 50 years safely, and there are decades of preclinical and clinical science that supports its safe use, including the FDA published a single ascending dose trial in 2024 that demonstrated that natural kratom leaf is highly tolerable in humans, even at high servings, and approximately 23 million people in the United States report consuming natural leaf kratom today. What truly threatens the public, as multiple people have said, is the concentrated synthetic products, such as concentrated 7-OH, that incorrectly market themselves as natural kratom. They are not the same thing. 7-hydroxymitragynine, or 7-OH, it's a hard word to pronounce, only occurs in trace amounts as a natural oxidative byproduct when the kratom leaf is dried. In contrast, these concentrated synthetic products, they are lab-created opioids with starting levels that are 100 times more potent than the natural leaf and 13 times more potent than morphine. These products should be the focus of enforcement, not the natural products. The good news is that the federal government is moving on that way. July 29th, the HHS, FDA, and DEA announced a coordinated effort to put 7-OH on the schedule. And as Heidi said, the FDA has made it clear that this recommendation only applies to 7-OH. And Dr. Marty McCary has repeatedly said that natural kratom products are not the source of this legislation or movement. Additionally, as you mentioned, Northampton passed a regulation in August that banned concentrated synthetic products and allowed regulated adult access to natural kratom products. This is the balanced approach that the GKC supports. We asked the committee to allow for state and federal action to be enacted before considering local regulations. However, if you must pursue action, we ask for a resolution that urges the state of Massachusetts to pass a KCPA bill or follow the lead of the FDA, who has reconciled the difference between these synthetic products and that masquerade as natural kratom. So with that, I urge you to protect adult access to natural kratom products while restricting access to chemically synthesized 7-OH to keep them from proliferating. And I do thank you guys all for your concern. I welcome the opportunity to bring scientific studies, facts, reports, and kratom experts to your attention and answer any questions that you may have.
Great. Thank you.
Susan?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. My name is Holly Trubel. Good evening, chair people and board members, chairperson. I am from Drake, Mass, and I am here to speak tonight not only as an educator, but as a mother. In February of 2024, actually 20 months ago today, I lost my best friend, my beautiful 25-year-old son, Tyrell, to kratom. He was so full of life and joy, and he was my only child. I talked to him every day. He had a great job, surrounded himself with amazing friends, and all he drank was kratom seltzers from a kava bar. Obviously, we are aware that kratom is an herbal extract that comes from the leaves of an evergreen tree called Mitragyne speciosa, and it comes from Southeast Asia. It comes in so many different forms: non-alcoholic seltzers, teas, powders, capsules, energy shots, and so many people are unaware of the risks it poses and how addictive it can be. It is a product that affects every walk of life. It does not discriminate against age, gender, or race. And it is marketed and sold as an energy and supplement booster, pain reliever, and mood booster in many convenience stores and vape shops. As we already stated, the two main chemical components in kratom are mitragyne and 7-hydroxymitragyne. The cause of death on Tyrell's death certificate, which you should have, was solely mitragyne toxicity, and it was ruled solely as an accident. He also did not suffer from underlying medical conditions, nor did he have a secondary cause of death. He died from a product that is promoted as natural, and the truth is, just because something is natural does not automatically equate it with being safe. Now, I hear advocates say that the natural kratom leaf is less than 2% 7-OH. And while there is a low amount in the raw kratom leaves, the reality is people, unless they're plucking it off the plant itself, are not getting that plant. Also, when you drink mitragyne, it actually breaks down into the liver. The enzyme is CYP3A4, and some of that is converted into 7-OH. So that means the more mitragyne you consume, more turns into 7-OH. Its formation in the liver is crucial for producing the plant's opiate-like effects. Therefore, the ability to get addicted solely from mitragyne is a reality. There have also been recent lawsuits, and more are coming up on a daily basis. In 2023, an $11.6 million lawsuit was won in Florida and Washington State, $2.5 million. Actually, a very huge Botanic Tonics, which is a large independent energy beverage company, just agreed to pay $8.75 million to settle a class action lawsuit. And the weird part of it is, people are saying it's not addictive, but they agreed to add a warning label to its products saying that the drink contains kratom, it can be habit-forming, and it should be avoided by people with a history of substance abuse. Yet most of the people speaking in favor of it are former substance abusers or addicts. Also, just in July of 25 in Washington State and August of 25 in New York, there were 2 class action lawsuits filed for Mitra 9. That is actually what my son died from, products. So you see these coming out every day. These are just a few examples of everything. Everybody keeps saying Northampton did the 7-OH, yet Lowell, Drake, and Chelmsford banned it completely. All those have banned it in the last 8 months. I implore you to ban kratom. My son couldn't be saved, but you can save lives that have yet been lost. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes?
Yep.
Hi, my name is Susan Eppert, and I'm from Muskegon, Michigan, and I thank you for letting me have the time today. My 22-year-old son, Matthew, died from kratom powder, the least potent form of kratom available in the United States. It caused him to have a major seizure, go into cardiac arrest, and die right on his kitchen floor in front of his girlfriend. Toxicology showed he died from the toxic effects of mitragyne, an alkaloid found only in kratom. He had no prescription drugs, no street drugs, nor alcohol in his system when he died, and his autopsy showed he had no underlying health conditions. I am a member of the nonprofit group Kratom Danger Awareness, started by a mother who lost her son and only child, and hundreds died from kratom, and hundreds of our members had loved ones die from kratom. And although they want to distract you and say that 7-OH is the one killing people, the fact is that my son and many others had died prior to 2023 when 7-OH or 7-hydroxymitragyne were hitting the United States market. Kratom may have a potential for medical uses, as our government has spent money, but they're doing it for a potential for it to be a pharmaceutical, not to be prescribed by a gas station attendant with unlimited supply to the patient. And testimonies from over 53,000 Kratom users on Reddit putting Kratom show the withdrawals are horrible, with many comparing them to heroin and other opiates. Thousands, if not millions, are now addicted to Kratom. Users are having liver failure, kidney failure, psychosis, depression, anxiety, seizures, cardiac arrest, and yes, some are obviously dying from it. And I thank you for all your efforts today in being proactive and saving your own people from this garbage drug. Any questions?
No. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We did that one.
Jennifer.
She might just be listening too.
Did we do Jennifer?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to say? Would like to add, share, anything? No? No?
I think the
Move
gentleman
to
in
close
the,
the,
I think the gentleman in the fourth row, do you guys want to say anything?
I asked them, no.
No,
They said
okay.
Dennis?
move to close the hearing?
I'll second.
Yep.
Excuse me one second.
Oh.
Did you have something you wanted
Do
to
you wanna
say,
add?
sir?
You gotta go up to the microphone so we can get it.
Hold that for a second, okay?
Withdraw the motion for the time being.
Hello, I'm Smith. I think.
Hi. Where do you live?
My name is Smith. Yep,
Where do you live, Smith?
I live in Rockland.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think kratom itself, like if we regulate it, we can control who use it and how. The 7-hydromitragynine can be severe if we don't regulate it, but if we do, people usually use it, like mostly by veterans, to get off of pain from battle wounds. Like I know a lot of veterans from who have been in the Middle East. I know several guys from the Middle East who have been there in the battle, and they use it to get off of pain from gunshots, stabs. I also know a few people who use it to get off of stuff like heroin, cocaine, meth. And itself, even if we do ban it, like it would not be as helpful, because any neighboring town, they can find it anywhere around neighboring towns. So like I know, like a friend of mine who lives in Kingston, he told me that even if the town bans it, like he can find it anywhere nearby, like Carver, Duxbury, or Middleborough. So I think if we ban it, like the whole kratom, it won't be as meaningful. But if we don't ban it, it's still gonna help. But if you can regulate it, it can be a little different. Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, anyone else?
We just have one other hand up, so we just need
That's
to.
the woman who just spoke, though.
Susan S24 Ultra, did you have something to add?
We can't hear you.
Unmute.
Susan, you need to unmute. Oh, what happened?
I think we lost her. Oh, she's back.
But she doesn't have her hand up. It's the woman we heard from.
Susan, you need to unmute your microphone. Oh, maybe she's not. I can't tell. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear it. It's very faint.
Can you hear me?
Now we
That's
can.
better.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hold you up, but my name is Susan Cave. I live in Havana, Florida. I'm a strong advocate for kratom bans, whether at the local, state, or federal level. I'm also the mother of William Cave, who died at just 32 years old from metraginin toxicity. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, if you could just speak a little bit louder, that would be great.
Yeah, okay, let's see now. Anyway, I'm also the mother of William Cave, who died at just 32 years old from metraginin toxicity.
Most of them seem to be.
William had no history of addiction or drug use or abuse. He was a loving father of one daughter and a devoted husband. On April the 20th, 2024, my son did not come home. His toxicology confirmed that metraginin was his killer. William used kratom to supplement his prescription meds that he took for anxiety and depression. One day, William spoke to a person at work who told him all about kratom and how kratom would help him. And he looked into kratom. He just didn't start taking it. He read about it and talked about it and listened to people, and what he heard and read said it was safe, natural, that it helped with anxiety and depression. So he started using kratom. He became a chronic user, and he eventually became dependent on kratom. My son died from a toxic mixture of his prescribed antidepressants and metraginin. His toxicology report shows metraginin as a contributing factor of his death. Now I want to just read out some facts. I'm also a member of Kratom Danger Awareness Group and advocate very strongly so other people won't have to suffer the same kind of heartache I've suffered. But fact number one, labels and age restrictions do not change kratom's pharmacology. Raw kratom alone causes deaths as proven by toxicology reports and medical examiner reports. As Heidi mentioned, there are over 40 to 50 alkaloids in raw kratom and still not a complete understanding of the two main ones, which are metraginin and 7-hydroxymetraginin. Another fact, the kratom plant and products made from kratom are extremely variable in their makeup. Every leaf is different depending on where it is grown overseas, the environmental growing conditions, how it's harvested, how long it's cured, how long it's allowed to ferment, and the manufacturer's processing technique. Metraginin found in the kratom leaf is metabolized naturally inside the body into 7-OH, into 7-hydroxymetraginin. Most assuredly, a Consumer Protection Act and regulations will not stop this natural process in the body. Regulations cannot keep pace with a $1.5 billion kratom industry. Bad actors are always going to look for a way to enter a market, find a product they can exploit, recreate it, and synthesize it to become a product more addictive and deadly than ever before. Right now on social media, you can easily find links and websites with people giving step-by-step instructions on how to make 7-OH from raw kratom. And any regulation, no matter how strongly written, cannot stop the industry's manipulation of alkaloids, cannot stop overdoses, and cannot prevent more families from suffering the loss mine has endured. The kratom industry is dangerously reckless and out of control, and it needs to stop. The public has no idea what they're really ingesting. In reality, kratom is a drug, and a very deadly one at that. It is an addictive opioid-like drug, and many thousands of families have experienced tremendous loss and heartbreak over it. A ban is the only effective way to prevent these products from reaching the public. I urge you to ban kratom and schedule kratom as a class 1 or 2 drug. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Dennis?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Well, now it comes back to the board for discussion to see what we might like to do with the proposed regulation that we have before us. I understand that this is would be a town regulation, but sometimes you got to start somewhere. Not that long ago, I mean, I can still remember when you could put 3 quarters in a machine, pull a handle, and walk away with a pack of cigarettes. Nobody asked you how old you were or anything. It just, they were available readily to everyone all over the place, and you could smoke them anywhere. A movement started, and look where we are today. It's amazing. So sometimes you got to start somewhere. At any rate, to the board members.
Joe, I look forward to Kingston being a spearhead on the ban of kratom through the state. And that is my intention with this regulation.
Dennis?
I came here of 2 minds. One is there is no doubt in my mind that there are benefits to natural kratom. And 2, there's no doubt in my mind there are hazards. And the woeful lack, okay, let me borrow this. This is an example of a product that, plant-based herbal supplement. And the warnings and restrictions, and this is for sale. The warnings and restrictions are written in print. It's probably the smallest print known to mankind, virtually impossible to read. And if you squint hard enough and read hard enough, it says, warning, this product contains something or other, something or other, something or other, and should be avoided by people who are prone to substance abuse. Well, there is no supplemental information, there's no guidance, and there's no public really awareness of the hazards and benefits and proper use. I'm mindful that when for a board to take action to restrict people's freedom to purchase what is not currently legally available, and to take that freedom back, and to take that freedom away, should not be done casually. But I think that in the interest of public health in Kingston, it's necessary. I hate to say it, because I prefer the ability to make my own choices, but to make informed choices. And the purveyors of these products do not benefit from our information, our knowledge. They're purely profit-driven. And the mushroom factor is very much in play. Keep us in the dark and feed us a lot of fertilizer. I'll keep my language clean. And that's what I'm hearing. The proponents, not every proponent out there who is speaking in favor of this is working for the industry, but the industry is working for itself. And there has to be somebody looking out for the consumer. Up until the time, and I think that kratom has benefits, and I'm very sure that very soon some pharmaceutical company will figure out a way to extract those benefits in a safe and effective fashion and make a lot of money selling it to us. They've done it on opiates. I wish there was a more effective alternative, because pain is a problem, but my mind is now made up that I am in support of the prohibition in Kingston, and if the facts on the ground change, I would also be in support of lifting it, but that is not where we're at now.
Yes, ma'am.
There we go, thanks. So from a public health perspective, it's our duty to look at the most vulnerable members of our community. That's young people. You know, I've got young grandchildren that can ride their bike to a convenience store, and we've seen pictures of it where, you know, there are Kratom products next to packs of gum or whatnot, right? Easily accessible. So, you know, you look at the exposure to underage people to this drug, and also people with substance use disorder that are also represent a vulnerable population. And this is, you know, unmonitored, unregulated, and as I think everyone has made that pitch, that there should be some regulation, whether it's being sold in this just so-called natural leaf form. We really don't know what's in it. I know there have been contaminated batches of even the regular leaf form that have made people very sick. You know, in the absence of good information from the FDA, there are very few peer-reviewed studies in accepted medical journals. It's very hard to get some really solid data on this. Believe me, I have looked. We have to take into consideration the most vulnerable members of our community. A big driver to this regulation here was to get it out of the hands of young children so that they're not exposed to it. So, that being said, I want to note that I do really have sympathy for people who do have chronic pain. Chronic pain's a real thing. Not all people can tolerate opioids. I certainly do believe people when they say that this kratom used judiciously is helping them to live their lives. I do understand that. But even that type of kratom is not regulated. We don't know what's in it. Doctors can't prescribe it because there's no recommended dosage. We don't know what dose is safe. A doctor doesn't know how much to prescribe, so they can't prescribe it. Now, it really is up to the FDA. We need to encourage them to do some research on this and establish some safe standards, probably, and I think that will come for the leaf form, and then different classification for the synthesized medication. So, yeah. Yes, Lauren?
Can you ask a question? If someone appears to be overdosing on this, is Narcan effective against it, like it is with regular?
Yes, yes, great question. If somebody looks overly sedated and you're suspecting, you know, who knows what it is, but you're suspecting opioid abuse or it could be from a kratom, the treatment is definitely the Narcan. The thing to remember with that is that typically people who are passing out, very often it's a polysubstance use. Kratom is one of the products that are found then, but they typically need more Narcan. So it would be like typically 2 doses of Narcan, but that's a great question. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Cheryl, what do you got?
I feel pretty much the same as the rest of the board. On both sides, and I agree with both sides. I think there definitely needs to be some more work done with this. But this is the work that we come up with, so I feel like this is, like you said, the step in the right direction. And I feel like, you know, the town would probably agree with us.
Okay, so the board has several options. It can take this under advisement, we can vote on it, we can,
I would like to make a motion to accept the kratom regulations as presented.
Seconded.
okay, so I have a motion that's been made and second. Any discussion? Got anything? Any discussion?
The only, not to be redundant, I also trust that this board, should the facts on the ground change, should adequate guidelines and information become available, will amend and alter this regulation to reflect that. But in the absence of that, we're doing the only thing prudent.
Anything else? Well, all in favor?
Aye.
Of
Aye.
the
Do we have to
regulation
roll
as
call it 'cause it's a
presented.
regulation?
I'm sorry?
Do we have to roll call it because it's a regulation?
Yeah, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that.
I'm sorry.
And we're going to start with Cheryl.
Say your name and say aye.
Cheryl Antone, aye.
Heidi Whipple, aye.
Rosemary Donahoe, aye.
Dennis Randall, aye.
Joe Kasna, aye. Okay, thank you all very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
If there be no other business.
We have to sign this, I'm going to pass it around.
Sure.
You can
So
sign
don't
it
run away.
outside the meeting.
Okay. Today the 5th?
Are we gonna make a motion to adjourn our meeting?
Yeah. Is today the 5th?
No,
Six.
today's the 6th.
6th.
10/6.
I know, if anybody else wants to see this, no, okay, yeah, it's interesting, right, yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
We are.
Yes.
Hey, thank you very much for this book. I know I'm going to enjoy it.
We're about to evaporate.
No, really, thank you.
Yeah.
We're just
Thank you.
waiting
Yeah.
to sign the regulations of the church, so.
Great. Yeah,
I can't complain.
absolutely,
if we listen.
right. Absolutely. Yep, yeah.
We're still in a meeting.
No, thank you.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, try to read that, the back.
As we
So-
pass
so you
this
know where that
around,
came
when it's
from?
done, we can have a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
Oh, seconded. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 There we go.
Heidi.
Right. I know, and look at, so it shows you this line right here. It says that's one dose, and you're never to exceed that much. But you don't really understand that unless you read all of that little writing. You know, that's the thing that the health agent got for free in the parking lot at the gas station. See that again? This is, so Joyce Kostowski, who's our health agent, she got that for free. They were giving it away in front of a gas station. And so you're at the gas station and it says